and you're not going to lose that, well, I guess it didn't have a heart attack and died, but so we don't get anything from that. But we always had that option, and now today you're not losing what you've invested.
Boy, that is such a great point that you just brought up. The evolution of the long-term care insurance or the asset-based long-term care, where if you don't use it, you don't lose it. Many times there are programs that allow you to be guaranteed whatever money you put in. So, it's the long-term care insurance, asset-based long-term care is a very evolutionary process, meaning the products are getting better and better every day. As you so well put, the earlier products was like term insurance. If you didn't use it, you lost it. Or more importantly, the premiums were going up so high, so fast that people couldn't afford it. Or the people that kept these products knew they were going to need it. They were sick. And we call that adverse selection in the insurance industry, which means eventually these type of products, if they keep raising their prices, they have the opportunity just to have an overabundance of sick people or overabundance of folks that think they will need it in the future. And the healthy people will move on to something else. The asset-based products that are available today, a lot of them have guarantees that if you don't use this, you get all your money back. And some of them will say you get all your money back plus interest. So they've really evolved. And the underwriting guidelines are more forgivable because, people living longer, and the people that are looking at these, typically 65 years old and above, have a couple bumps and bruises on them already. So the insurance companies are more forgiving in their underwriting. As we were talking about before, there are programs out there. If you're sick, as long as you're not in a nursing home, there are solutions available for you.
So, that was going to bring me to my next point. Is it ever too late to start planning?
No, I would say 40, 50, 60% of our clients come to us when they're already in a nursing home and they're looking to protect the spouse, or the children are looking to protect their assets, because who's ever in a nursing home, say mom or dad, if they spend all their money down on Medicaid and then get on Medicaid, they're still going to have bills each month. So they'll need some kind of money to live on. And the parent it's also quite important for the parent to leave money to their children as an inheritance. So I'd say 40, 60% of the people we deal with are already in a nursing home now. And they're saying, here, we have this money, but we're spending it down at $10,000 to $12,000 a month. That goes pretty quickly. So we have planning techniques, ideas that many times we work with very closely with elder law attorneys, and putting to an asset preservation plan together. Or even though they're in a nursing home today, we can protect up to, say, 50% for a single person. And with a married couple, maybe up to 75 or more percent of their assets, even though they're in the nursing home, even though they didn't know who we were before they went in, they have heard, or someone refers them to us. It's never too late to plan. There's always things we can do. We'd like to have a little more time than someone in what we call crisis planning, where someone's in the nursing home right now. And that's where the long-term care insurance or some legal techniques are able to protect assets in case there is a nursing home stay. So it's never too late to plan. It just depends, just like anything else, it depends upon where you are in the stage of life, is what tools you will need to best serve your family.
This is Planning for the Future with our guest, Bill Otto. To get a free copy of Bill's book, call 513-445-2878.
So one of the problems you tend to run into would be misinformation, right?
We jokingly say our biggest competitors are hairdressers and brother-in-laws. And what we mean by that is that when grandma or mom or dad go into a nursing home, everybody wants to help out. Everybody's looking to help the family. And a lot of times the information given to these families is not accurate. For example, the 5-year look back period. We have found in conversations with many people will tell us, well, we don't have 5 years worth of money. A 5 years look back is a penalty or a period of time that if you're applying for benefits that the government can look back. And many people are told through their hairdresser or brother-in-law, people that want to help them out, that if you don't have 5 years worth of money, then there's no use planning. And the farthest is from the truth. From our experience, it's not uncommon for us to get people on benefits in a year or less, or a year to 3 years. It's dependent upon the amount of assets they have, but it's never too late to plan. I think we're working right now with some folks, and I think they have about $40,000 or $50,000, and dad's in the nursing home, and we're working to help protect some of that money. Because dad's going to need the money. He's in a private room, and we want to preserve money for dad so that he can spend the extra $300, $400 a month to pay for that private room. Because as you well know, Brendan, that with Medicaid, you get a roommate. And dad's not had a roommate for a long time, and he doesn't want to start having one now. So we were putting a plan together to protect some of his money so he can provide the extra resources needed to pay for a private room so he doesn't need a roommate.
That's great. That's great. I mean, and again, like I said, it's very reassuring when you can do something like that, and takes a little bit of the scare out of there. And when you are doing this planning, it's that peace of mind that you get. And we've all tossed and turned in the middle of the night, worrying about something. And if you can take something off your plate to toss and turn about at night, that's great. That's a great thing and a great help for you. And, you know, you make the planning so less scary for them.
And we make it understandable, because when we are planning, we are looking through different rules and regulations the government puts out for us. Plus, we need to match what they need up with different types of programs that are available for them, insurance programs or asset preservation programs, to match them. And a lot of times you'll be speaking in Greek, and the children just look at you and say, just help us out. We don't follow you because the rules and regulations are so unique. You can just see after you meet in crisis planning or asset protection planning, you can just see the relief of the parent or the spouse and the children, knowing that dad's going to be taken care of, mom's going to be taken care of. The children won't have to pull money out of their pockets to help pay for dad's care. You can just see the sense of release once we've determined what type of plan that we can create for them.
That's a great point there as well. It used to be that, you know, parents didn't talk to their kids about their finances. They weren't involved. It was none of their business. Whether or not you were going to get an inheritance or not, you'll find out when it happens. But I think it's become a little bit more commonplace that kids are involved in the planning as well, right? That helps. It helps everyone involved, because, you know, sometimes the kids have more money than the parents do in the first place. So they can tell the parents, don't worry about my financial future or leaving me anything. Make sure that you are taken care of. So involving the kids has become much more prevalent in the planning process, hasn't it?
Boy, you were so right. And you touched on a few real important and interesting topics there. To begin with, it happens 90% of the time we meet with folks. The children will, okay, so dad's in the nursing home where they're planning for mom. and they want to make sure that mother has enough money. And so often the children say, Mother, we don't need your money. We don't want your money. But it's equally important for mother to leave something to the children. So there's a little yin and yang going back and forth within the family, because again, mom and dad always want to leave a little something, even if it's just a little bit, to the children. And the children say, no, you raised us. You spent your life helping us. You just spend all your money. We don't want your money. And then another subject that I kind of giggled about when you first brought it up was that I'm going to stay on the nursing home planning for a minute. And let us say we spend, 3-4 visits with families setting up an asset preservation plan. And the old expression, if I had a nickel for every time I heard this, would be so accurate and I would be so rich, is that the children look at us and say, when I get finished with mother and father's business, I'm going to come back to you and start working with you, because I don't want to leave my children in the position that my parents left me in. Do you know how many Saturdays and Sundays we were looking through boxes in the garage, boxes in the basement, trying to find a power of attorney, trying to find their financial statements? We're going to come back with you, and we're going to bring our children, and we're going to have it all transparent, so my children don't go through what I just went through. And this is to your comment about the times are changing. You're so right. In the old days, especially Depression era families, they hid everything from the children up until the very end. And now the children are learning this, and they say, we're not going to do to our children what our folks did for us. Meaning, let's make this more transparent. Let's make it easier on the children.
Right. Why not make it easy? And it's nice that the way that the products have evolved out there and the planning has evolved, that it is better to have everyone in the loop. I mean, they don't have to know every single little bit about what you're doing, but if there is that durable power of attorney or anything like that, they need to know where some of that stuff is, just in case.
You are so right. And you just meant the durable power of attorney. I will call it a financial power of attorney, or a durable financial power of attorney. When folks say, I need to get my will done, or I need to update my will, I will say to them, your power, in my opinion, your financial power of attorney, your durable financial power of attorney is the most important document that you need. Because if something would happen, you're in a car wreck, or you have a stroke where you can't act on your own, if you don't have a power of attorney, the children have to, what we call living probate or guardianships. They're going to have to go to court to take care of your affairs and have a guardianship. And then you have to act on the best interests of the state where you reside. So that power of attorney frees a lot of things up. The healthcare power of attorney is equally important. And a few years ago, the doctors and the attorneys got together and they agreed on a specific document that they use. And they're pretty easy to come by. Financial power of attorneys or durable power of attorneys are more of a work of art with the attorneys than the healthcare power of attorney.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bill, this has been really enlightening, and I've enjoyed talking to you from the Queen City. It has been a really nice day, and we can do this again sometime, anytime you want, okay?
I look forward to it.
All right, Bill. His book is Don't Go Broke in a Nursing Home, and how else can they reach you, Bill?
They can call our office at 513-235-6600, or you can visit us, our website, and sign up for our monthly blogs at beaconhill-financial.com.
Thanks again, Bill. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for listening to Planning for the Future, the podcast. To get a free copy of Bill's book, call 513-445-2878. Planning for the Future is brought to you by the Elder Care Media Network and produced by